everyone, George Rambler Man here, coming to you on a warm Sunday afternoon in Georgia, and it is really warm. Got my jacket on here, but you know, it's only in the 80s. It's pretty humid. It's normal in August in Georgia, but it's not really uncomfortable. A little bit warm, but not bad. Hope everyone has had a great week. I've had a tough couple of weeks, I tell you. Really busy at work, and I think I mentioned to you a couple of vlogs ago that my company was involved in a little legal matter out in Houston, Texas, on a job that we had out there that kind of went south, and the contractor we were working with out there sued everybody, and we were named in the lawsuit among, I don't know, probably 15 or 20 other people. Went out there a couple of weeks ago, gave my deposition all day. That was stressful enough. But last week on Tuesday and Wednesday, I was in Houston all day, both days. And they actually had a mediation where a mediator was attempting to mediate this case before it goes to court this fall. The overall mediation, I don't think, was successful. Our lawyer was able to work out an agreement, not with the party that's suing us, but with our client on this case. It's kind of complicated, but we were able to do that. Really kind of a nominal settlement, but it got us out of the case, and I am thankful for that, because that was a stressful couple of days. Around 15 or 20 attorneys and insurance company people, and they're throwing around millions of dollars like it's peanuts, and it was kind of boggling my mind. But for a pretty nominal amount, we were able to settle, and we're out of this case, and all the paperwork's being drawn up. It'll be submitted to the court, and we're done, so that's good. Then I get home on Wednesday night. I walked into the house. I mean, this is after midnight. I mean, I didn't leave Houston until 8 o'clock, so that's 9 o'clock Atlanta time, 2-hour flight. I mean, it was after midnight when I got home. And I walked into the house, and it was almost as warm inside the house as it was outside. Went back to the bedroom. My wife was still up, and she says, you feel anything different in here? And I said, yes, I do. And she says, well, the air conditioning's not working. And this is kind of something I've been predicting for a while, because our house is this guy is not taking his turn, and this is really screwing things up. Our house is about 35 years old, I think. We have a gas furnace, we have an electric air conditioner, and the condensing unit on our air conditioning system, I mean, I looked on the nameplate and I saw that it was from the year 2000, so it's 17 years old. It's probably past its useful life. And the evaporator coil up in the attic, along with the furnace, is even older. So I've been kind of preparing my wife for this eventuality. I said, you know, I'll call the service guy out, and maybe it's just leaking a little Freon. We'll charge it up, and it'll be just a little bit of money, but be prepared for a more major effort here. And the service guy came out, and he charged it up, and he said, you know, you got a leak, refrigerant leak, and I think it's up in your evaporator coil. And we went up and looked at the furnace, and the nameplate on the furnace was actually 1983. The house was finished in 86. So the furnace is really old, and it's a type they don't make anymore. So long story short, I need a complete new system. And I knew it was coming. Been preparing for it, but when all the estimating was done, I got a $13,000 bill here coming due. And I could have gotten by cheaper. I could have put a less expensive unit in. But I kind of wanted to get the latest in technology on the furnace and the blower motor and the condensing unit. They're all variable speed drives. very energy efficient. And I've done some energy upgrades to the house the past few years, so this is just another part of it. But it's still a $13,000 hit, so, well, again, the motorcycle savings account takes another blow to the head. And then, of course, the guy tells me, oh, we have 12 months financing, same as cash. And I said, well, that's not a bad deal. Well, it's not really same as cash. Really, you have to go get a Wells Fargo credit card. And if you do it that way, we have to increase the price by 1%. Well, it's like only $133. But I said, well, that's not interest-free then, is it? But whatever. It's going to get done. I'm going to have the latest and greatest. Hoping my gas usage and energy usage will go way down, and it's going to need to go down to help me pay for this. But such is life when you're a homeowner. So went through that last week, kind of tough. So it's glad to be out. I'm glad to be out today on two wheels. Always have the chance of these summer afternoon thunderstorms this time of year, but I checked my weather app on my phone. Looked pretty clear, so I think I'm all right. And so I'm out enjoying the country roads here in North Georgia. Looks like all the hootenanny videos are kind of tapering off. Really enjoyed watching every single one of them. Liked what McKaylee7 did today on YouTube, where he put a little playlist together of all the hootenanny videos. That was nice. Kind of like having our Facebook page where we can go back and forth and post videos directly on that. That's kind of nice. I know there's been some talk about next year's hootenanny and where it might be, and you know, I kind of hope it is up in New England and get a chance for a nice long road trip up there and some nice riding up through those New Hampshire and Vermont mountains. I think that would be nice experience. I'm already counting the days. Well, that's about it for me, really. I'm going out of town this week again, as I normally do, it seems. But it's a great destination this time. We have a wonderful client that we've worked for and with for years in Honolulu, Hawaii. Their senior living community over there. Every 2 or 3 years we go over there and help them with their capital budget planning and kind of facility assessment for all their buildings and equipment, and just making sure they have their budgets and everything intact. So I'm going over there this week, leaving out tomorrow. I'll be working at their community all day Tuesday and Wednesday, and I decided to stay over a couple of days until Friday. Actually leave late Friday afternoon, get back to Atlanta early Saturday morning. I tell you, you think Hawaii, the 50th state, it's not that far away, but it is a long way. If you look on the globe, there's a long way out there in the Pacific Ocean from the west coast of this country. Tomorrow I have a 5-hour flight to Seattle, about an hour layover, then a 6-hour flight to Honolulu. So, just flying time is 11 hours. Now, there's a direct flight from Atlanta. It's about an 8-hour flight. So it's quite a ways out there. It's a lot of time. It takes me a day to get adjusted time-wise, but the weather's supposed to be beautiful out there, and I'll have something a little special for you guys next week when I return. I'm taking my camera with me. Be on the lookout next week for some footage of my trip to Hawaii. Hope you'll enjoy that. Be my first kind of travel log on here. But I think they call that a teaser in the radio and TV business. So just be on the lookout for that next week. Anyway, that's about it for me. Kind of a short vlog today, just enjoying getting out a little bit. You get busy with work, sometimes it's hard to get out and ride, and when you get a nice weekend like this, you gotta take advantage of it. Went to Mass this morning with my family. Had a nice lunch that my wife fixed for us after Mass, and then I fired up the old motorcycle and took off. And they all like to come out in the driveway and hear the hear me fire it up and listen to the pipes. They enjoy kind of watching my wife kind of jump when I twist the old throttle. Alright guys, hope you have a great week. I'm looking forward to being in Hawaii again. Stay tuned next week for scenes from my Hawaii trip. Everybody ride safe.